Welcome back to Diablo Immortal. Although some of the information we're about to talk about today for this incoming update has been leaked, I have the information here from the official source. Everything that you're seeing inside of this video has been confirmed and given the stamp of approval by Blizzard. What we're looking at here are the patch notes that are going live today. I got them a little bit early so I could prepare this video. You may want to see what's in the real patch notes as well, because there could be additional images and things like that. I'll be sure to cover all of that on the channel anyways as it hits, so make sure you subscribe. Let's dive into this one. This update is dropping on September 25th, and there are some insane changes coming to Diablo Immortal, a lot of which are coming to PvP and different features inside of the game that you guys really may love. So let's start right here. A new quest in the fully released Shadow Wilds. Now, some of the information we're about to see here, we did hear teased inside of the interview that Blizzard did with all of the developers talking about the incoming update. Let's get into this. In the Flesh Harvest, you'll travel to the spiritual center of Breadbasket of Sharvel, the Wicker Fields, a sacred part of the forest now beset by revolution and corruption. You'll confront hideous new enemies and the horrifying transformation Albrecht has planned for Sanctuary with the Boil of Creation, a massive shard-born hive. At long last, you'll be able to explore, complete bounties, and slay monsters in several of Sharvel's subzones, including the township of Highfork, the village of Othrop, the Moonlit Highlands, the Darkened Glade, and the Wicker Fields. Prepare yourself, Defender of the Wilds. Now, I read this out in full because this is where the lore comes in, right? The lore of Diablo Immortal that goes along with this zone, and I know that there's a lot of story that goes with it as well. Basically, what we're hearing here, new zone, new bounties we could do inside of those zones, so it will be something that we're continuously going to. But you probably already know that if you saw my video the other day where I was talking about and watching over the update video that was shared by Blizzard. Let's go into the Cycle of Strife improvements. Lots of things here for Shadows and Immortals. We're shaking up the Cycle of Strife in a big way, making your fight more intense and quicker to complete. We're going to take a quick look at a few of the new changes, with far more to be revealed in our next major content blog. So nice to see that they are keeping in mind events that go on inside of the game that may need a little bit of spice. They're looking to do that. All right, Shadow War changes. They're changing how the matchup and face up against other clans in Shadow Wars. I think this is much needed. Moving forward, clans will complete in 2 matches per week, earning points for each match that they win. Moving away from the traditional bracket, this means there will be no eliminations, and clans will be matched against other clans with similar point totals, which is great because this means without elimination, people just can always get involved in two Shadow Wars per week, which is more fun. The top 10 clans with the highest scores at the end of the tournament will be greatly rewarded, with clans who finish from 11 through 20 earning hearty rewards as well. Remember, this is per server. We recognize that as the Swiss tournament style, the system has been used in tournaments around the world in sports, games, and much more. While the tournaments may start with higher and lower skilled clans facing off, which happens now anyways, as matches progress, the system is known to even out and result in more appropriate matches. So essentially, everyone gets matched together in the beginning. You may be going against someone that will slaughter you, but then as time goes on, you'll be matched with people that have the same win-loss record as you, and they'll become more competitive and more fun. I love this. I think this is a good change for Shadow Wars, and I like that there's going to be 2 a week. That's cool. Now we got Rally Your Clan and Earn Fabled Shadow Cloak. I love that there's a Shadow Cloak. Now, it shouldn't be as cool as the Immortal Cloak, because being an Immortal is a pedestal that shouldn't be competed with, or shouldn't have any competition. But here, band your allies together to bear the mark of your legend, a Shadow Cloak wreathed in smoke and starlight. As your clan levels up based off your deeds of valor within the Cycle of Strife, Shadow Cloaks are unlocked at set ranks, growing in magnificence as your clan gains momentum. Question is, are we going to any of the progress that we've had as a clan? Like, my clan has been alive since day 1 for 3+ years now. Is there any progress we've already made towards the Shadow Cloaks, or do we have to start everything fresh? Or are we starting on, from when this update starts? Tasks have also been simplified to make leveling easier. For instance, we've removed the right of exile as a clan focus option, as it's too unpredictable. Similarly, contract tasks were reduced to match vault chest levels, which now requires fewer players while granting better rewards. Again, happy to see that they're making changes to existing systems inside of the game. This is huge, really good for the game overall. Carve through Akiba's Ordeal. We're adding a new way to earn marks for Shadow Clans during the Cycle of Strife. Slay your way through Akiba's Ordeal, a 4-player Shadow Clan exclusive fight where you'll need to strike down 2 bosses to emerge triumphant. I like that it's bosses. I like that it's more of a PvE style thing instead of PvP. This is cool. Completing Akiba's Ordeal rewards marks of Akiba, strengthening your Shadow Clan during the Cycle of Strife. Let's go. Again, great changes to shadows. I love that there's going to be cloaks. Anything that's cosmetic like that, I always welcome, especially when it's something you could earn for free. Now, we did talk about the new legendary gems in yesterday's video. I don't need to go over this again. If you missed that, go check out my video from yesterday where I completely break down the 3 new legendary gems: 5-star Haunt Coil, 2-star Fading Nostrum, and 1-star Mountain Toe, which I find to be a really funny name. But there is more, and let's start with some of the familiar improvements. The most stalwart companion is receiving a whole set of improvements. Conversion changes. After converting your familiar, you can decide whether to keep one of the material familiars for a conversion result, This should reduce the risk of losing more power from familiars through converting. This applies to aberrant conversion using conversion stones. Man, the system for familiars, I'm very happy that they're trying to streamline it, but it is just wonky as heck. Most players don't understand how it works, and I don't know. It's just a bit of a pain. Let's see what the conversion output is. There have been slight changes to what passive aberrant familiars receive when converting. To better match actual player demand, aberrant familiars will be more often receive fewer rare passive skills. Here we have a developer's note. Previously, during normal conversion, there was a high probability that an aberrant familiar would be generated with multiple rare passive skills, like 5 or 6. However, most of these aberrant familiars are not kept, but instead used as materials for aberrant conversions, which is true. For this purpose, having fewer rare passive skills is actually preferable. More rare skills increases their market price, making them harder to sell and becoming less useful as material for most players. We'll see how this plays out. I'm honestly not 100% sure how that's going to look, but we'll have to see. To address the issue and better balance market supply and demand, we've adjusted the probability distribution of passive skills on aberrant familiars generated from normal conversion. What they're trying to say is, rather than aberrant familiars having multiple skills that people may want, where you could buy many of these pets because they all have all of these skills, they're going to be more fine-tuned. Less of them are going to have all the skills, so more people may be inclined to buy your thing that's for sale in the market because there's going to be less of that general large availability. That's my thought there. Change doesn't affect the overall drop rate of aberrant familiars, only the distribution of the passive skills. Okay. Improved trading rules. The familiar shop will now display the next time the wares refresh, making it a bit easier to plan. Within the first 10 seconds after the store refreshes, purchasers will go through a bidding process, preventing players from instantly grabbing the lowest price familiars. Additionally, the highest price that a familiar with 1 legendary skill or less has been updated to make the price more accurate and easier to sell in turn. The freeze period following a familiar trade has also been extended. All right. Now, there's going to be another blog post that I'm going to be covering here on the channel, hopefully early, on September 23rd. It's going to be bringing us more details of what we're going to be seeing in this update, because this, my friends, is not it. There is even more. I think the biggest things here, like, yeah, the familiar change is cool. I don't think that anyone's going to be getting super excited over that, but I do like that they're continuously trying to simplify that process. I think that things for shadows right here is going to be really big. Shadow War changes, the ability to get yourself a cloak, and the Akiba's Ordeal. just how this is all going to play, I think is going to be a lot of fun for many players. And when you think about it, most players who play Diablo Immortal are shadows, or, well, they're running around as adventurers. So let me know what you guys think from the details of this update today. Let me know down in the comment section below. Remember to subscribe. Remember, guys, I appreciate all of you.